What it is, focus your homeboy Ferg back again with another episode of the realest, most entertaining sports show in the game. Put it on something. Solo dolo for the promo right now, but you will see my brother Tim G. Jacob later on in the show. Make sure y'all like and subscribe. Hit that subscribe button and make sure you put your people on it. You feel me? Make sure you sharing this because with y'all, we are changing the world. You understand me? All right. And don't forget to shop with Statement Tees. Statement Tees, every t-shirt you wear makes a statement. But let's go ahead and get into it. All right. Jackson State dominated Mississippi Valley State at the vet, winning by a score of 49-7. All right. Valley scored on this first drive, which is something unusual, okay, for Jackson State. Their defense doesn't really do that. You feel me? But Valley did score on the first drive. We'll get into the details about that momentarily. Shador passed for 425 yards, 4 touchdowns, and a pick. Santee Marshall finished with 118 yards on only 6 carries. I'll give you the details on that momentarily as well. All right. And Dallas Daniels had another stellar day. All right. Finishing with 10 catches for $142. So, y'all already know how we do it. I think it's time to strike up the mother fucking band. Let's go. Oh, I know. Oh, I know. Going into the 5 week that score and listen to the Southern Boom. They play so beautiful. Let me say this before we get to the football. Okay. It should be understood that the Sunny Boom of the South is absolutely amazing. They're just amazing. Halftime show was so dope. They had all the black fraternity sororities out there. And, they were doing their thing. They had a little dance segment and shit like that. And the Boom had a song to go with each individual one. You feel me? Like take, for example, the Q Dog. They got out there and recorded the Boom, played Atomic Dog for them, man. You know what I'm talking about? That kind of cultural shit. And probably like being a little kid and you seeing all that, man, you got to look at that like, man, that could be me, man. You got, put your kids on that. They got to see that, just positive images and shit like that, and just see a band that's so incredible, bro. It's kind of like I said before. The Boom ain't never lost. The Boom ain't never lost. If they lost, it had to be before I got here, before I got to the word. It had to be like back in the day or something, and the opposing band must have brought Marvin Gaye out with them or something. I don't know. But in my lifetime, them boys ain't never lost. Them boys and girls, excuse me. Them motherfuckers ain't never lost. And that's my story. I'm sticking to it. Of course, I'm biased, but love the Boom. But let's get to this football. Once again, we started out on some bullshit in the first quarter. Okay. I mentioned that Valley scored on their first drive. Okay. And that drive was really sparked by a very long run by Valley stud Caleb Johnson. Okay. I told y'all about him. If you've been keeping up with Valley in it, you know that's their stud. Okay. He didn't get into the end zone on that particular run, but his run did set up an ensuing passing touchdown for Valley. Now, that was it for them. Okay, after that, our defense pretty much clamped up everything after that, but that wasn't a good start. Now, we end up scoring on the ensuing drive on a beautiful play design. I got to give it to Coach Bartolone. I know people like my brother be giving him a hard time. But this play design was excellent. Excellent. You know, I got it listed in my notes as an explosive play, but it's one of those big plays that didn't take a lot of explosion. Goddamn, it was designed so well and executed so well that shit wasn't nobody there. Once Shador threw it to Mr. Gaines, I mean, he just scampered on in. You feel me? After that, the defense got back to doing what they do, and they forced a 3 and out. Mr. Gaines ended up having a tremendous return, but it was negated by a hold. Okay, so when you see Coach Prime saying giving these boys a C plus, there are reasons for that, y'all. Okay, you might just look at the score and you look on social media and you be like, man, whoa, that shit was. But there were things, if you got that coach's eye, you know what I'm saying, that I know drove him nuts and probably drove the staff nuts. That's one of them. Okay, to go along with giving up that long run on Valley's first drive, and then you have a good punt return, and that shit getting negated by a hole. You know, Prime played special team. You know what I'm saying? Shit, I can imagine if he would have took one to the house or something and get to dance and turn around and that shit got pulled back, taken back because of a hole, he would have been irate. So now as a coach, I'm sure he has that same mindset. And that drive ended up in a 3 and out. Okay. Sack fucked up that drive. So, you see what I'm saying? When you have a negative play like that, it really kills momentum. It kills your mindset, that positive mindset you just had from a great play. When you get a penalty like that, it really, fuck shit up. Okay. But the defense did force a punt after that. Then when we got the ball back, Mr. Wilkerson, I told y'all, give him the damn ball. He scored on a hella physical run. Like, it's hard for just one cat to tackle this young man. Okay? Like he like a little bowling ball. One dude not just finna tackle him very easily. You feel me? And that physical run was after he recovered after he recovered a fumble for us. It was a bad snap, kind of high snap. Shador, when he was able to just get a hand on it, kind of knock it down, but wasn't able to grab it. And Wilkerson covered it up, and then right after that, he scampered in for the touchdown. But see, the snap though, shit like that, I'm sure Prime on film gonna be like, man, no, we can't have that shit. Cause when you coaching, even if a bad play doesn't hurt you in that particular game, you think about going forward how that same bad play may hurt you against better competition, or may hurt you in a more pressurized situation. You feel me? So you always gonna try to point that out to your team. Try to clean that up. No matter what the fucking scoreboard says, you try to clean all those things up. You feel me? All right. After that, though, defense forced another 3 and out. In the second quarter, we started out on some more bullshit. Okay. We had an explosive touchdown to Gaines that was negated by a hole. Okay. Tell you that first half, last 2 weeks, been full of little shit like that. Okay. And that drive ended with a punt. See what I'm saying? So that's points taken off the board. So again, y'all looking at this go 49-7. Very easily, this goal we could have got up in them 60s again, possibly. You know what I'm talking about? You clean up some of this shit that was going on. But Valley got the ball back, defense forced the punt, defense just, they gonna beat them. Like I said before, you're not just finna score on them unless your drive includes an explosive play and or some kind of big penalty or numerous penalties on our behalf. A face mask, excuse me. Roughing the passer, which is something Coach Danson was asking for now. Can't cap about that. He was livid out there several times, thinking that we were getting some roughing the passer calls that they weren't getting. Okay. But that's the kind of stuff it's gonna take to score on this defense. Explosive plays, penalties by us, or if what happened in that damn Celebration Bowl happened, God forbid that, where our offense puts us in a position where the defense has to defend a short field. That's it. You're not just finna drive up and down the field on these boys. You feel me? And I got the notes to prove it. Defense forced to punt. Defense forced to punt. Defense forced to punt. You feel me? That's what's been going on with these boys. Okay. As y'all can tell from the statistics, though, Mr. Daniels is a fucking problem. He's a problem. Okay. And one of the things I made sure I pointed out in my notes was that this young man, he goes for yards after catch. Like, he ain't one of them cats that just finna run the route, catch the ball, go down, go out of bounds, nothing like that. This man trying to take it to the house. But he trying to get whatever he can get up out that motherfucker. He's not just finna go down easily. You know, to my, and that's always something you respect out of a wide receiver. It's one of the things that made Mississippi Valley State legend and the GOAT wide receiver, arguably the GOAT player, Jerry Rice, so special. He'll take that slant and take that bitch to the house on your ass. You know, to my yak yard stupid. So Mr. Daniels looking good. He's looking like one of them ones. Okay. He's looking like one of those ones. You feel me? Now, my boy Mr. Wilkinson had another physical run on this drive. But on the immediate play after that, so he had this great physical run, breaking tackle, woo. But on the immediate play after that, my boy fumbled. Now, y'all know how that is. Y'all know these coaches do not like you fumbling their football. Y'all remember the Titans? You heard what Denzel told that boy. He named all these things that you would run a mile for. But if you fumble his football, he will break his foot off in your roll behind or something to that effect. And then you will run a mile. You don't drop that ball. And so my boy, I don't think he saw another snap maybe until the fourth quarter after that. You know what I'm saying? The amount of talent on the team, if you fuck up, it might be tough for you. You know what I'm talking about? But, you know, he accepted the discipline. I'm sure he accepted the discipline, and we'll be seeing him again after this bye week. Okay. Now, I thought Valor was trying to put together some on another drive in the second quarter. They end up having a long run by Jones. Shit, he ended up spinning up off of one of our motherfuckers and took it down on a scramble real quick. But, you know, we end up forcing a punt on that drive. Now, they did have some little extracurricular activities go on. It looked like Aubrey and Jones had a few words. Looked like might have been a late hit, maybe on both teams. I don't know. I know Coach Dancy was livid in this moment as well. But shit, I don't think any flags were thrown. You know, they just moved on. We end up scoring later on a swing pass to Martin, and that drive was aided by a roughing the passer penalty. Again, that was another thing that pissed Coach Dancy off. So let's just say Coach Dancy was not happy with how he saw things in that first half. I guess both coaches weren't happy. Coach Prime wasn't happy with the fucking mistakes that we were making, and Coach Dancy wasn't happy with the refs. You feel me? But y'all know what happened. Now, I didn't pull up this time, okay? But I took my pressure. I checked my pressure. I took a picture. I sent it to coach. My top number was fine, but my bottom number was high. I said, Coach, you know what to tell him. And he knew what that means. That if I check my shit, again now, if I check my shit at the end of the third quarter, that shit ain't 120 over 80. Everybody run the stadium. I mean, look, and we run for time. Okay? You got a certain amount of time to get up that motherfucker. You got a certain amount of time to get down. Okay? And if you ain't down, by the time I blow this whistle, that rep don't count. Ask my young boys about it. They ain't been in them bleachers with me before. They know how I get down. Okay. So I think they got the message. But at first I didn't know. Because we started the third on some bullshit. We didn't feel the damn kickoff. Okay, we didn't feel the kickoff. That shit went out of bounds off of us, so we had to start the drive at the 4. But again, remember, Mr. Wilkerson didn't come back in until like garbage time. So Marshall had a time to do his thing. And most of his 118 yards that he had on the ground, most of it he got on one play. Okay. And that was the first play from scrimmage in the third quarter. Explosive run. He ran that bitch to inside the 5 of Valley. Should have scored on that play, but I guess we had one receiver. I didn't catch his number. He made a great effort to get down there and try to block for him. But I guess he thought that the defender had given up on the play, so he kind of just whipped on the block. He didn't get him, and the defender went ahead and got Marshall. And you could tell Marshall was like, God damn, man, just give me one more. You feel me? But we ended up scoring on that drive on the slanted hooks. Subsequently, defense forced a punt. We end up going 3 and our defense forced another punt. You know what I'm saying? We're going back and forth like that for a while. But then I saw a glimpse of what Mr. Coleman could be. He had an explosive catch and run. He broke a tackle on the play. Dope ass cutback. Remember, y'all, he a freshman. He's a freshman, but he's showing the promise. And we so loaded at wide receiver too. And Mr. Daniels is being a target monster. But you can see it in Mr. Coleman. Mr. Coleman got something to him. All right. We converted a 4th down on a scramble on this play, but shit, that was negated by a penalty. And so we end up punting, and shout out to special teams. They down that motherfucker right there on the 1. Great play. Shout out to special team. Y'all got to shout out special team. You feel me? If you saw the Southern Miss game, you know shit, they wouldn't have won that game against Tulane without special team. So special team matter, man. As my brother Tim D. Jacobs said, 3 phases to the game. Later on that quarter, J.D. Martin scored for us on the goal line rush. And Mr. Huggins had him a pick 6. I always be thinking when our young boys get a pick 6 that they're going to do that prime time dance. You know what I'm talking about? Shit, if prime with my coach, I do that shit every goddamn time. But maybe they got their own things in mind, their own identity that they want to create. Maybe that's the thing. I don't know. But in the 4th, once we got things rolling, it's the same old pretty much. The thing that stood out to me though in that 4th was how long Shador was still in the game. You know what I'm saying? Now I know in the NFL, the thing is quarterbacks really don't come out of the game. And it seems like what Coach Prime is trying to prepare cats for is NFL ready to treat everything like the NFL. And so you see that in the NFL, quarterbacks are still in during blowouts. But Shador was still throwing that bitch. That's how he ended up getting the pick. He ended up with a pick in garbage time. You know what I'm saying? And it was a bad pick too. That kid wasn't open. The guy that was covering his target is not the one that made the play for the pick. It was like a guy that came underneath. But even if we would have made it to the target, that kid wasn't open. So I'm like, man, why is he in here? Still throwing it. We gonna be still throwing it. I would have liked to see the backup in there throwing it so we can get him some reps. Just in case, God forbid, something happens to Shador. You know what I'm talking about? Because this young man is lighting it up. He was impressive last year. He's even more impressive this year. So we definitely need him. He's the leader of the offense. Seems like the unquestioned leader. So if we're going to be in there throwing around up 42, I would like to see the backup doing that. You feel me? Otherwise, let Shador, run the huddle and handle the snap and hand that bitch off and let's get about this motherfucker. Especially before anything bad happens. Like if he get hurt while we up 42, shit. Prime haters and Jack State haters gonna be on our ass if something like that would happen while we just in there stat padding. You know what I'm talking about? Trying to win them that Connolly trophy. Because Will Rogers was stat padding up there too, up there in that money game. You feel me? But overall, great win. It's hard to call Valley a rivalry when you look at the damn series. It's so lopsided. But it's in state, and there is some shit talk when it comes to this game. Not as much as Alcorn, nowhere near as much as Alcorn. God damn, nowhere near as much as that. But we got it done. We got to figure out how to fix these first halves. We got to do it. As I said previously, you can't just come out there focused when the other team has been talking shit. You can't do that. Like I don't know what we need to do. Do we need to add the players with shit talk from other schools? Other Valley fans might not have been talking shit, but there's been some other fans talking shit. Maybe we should have added the players with all the shit Grambling been saying, or Alcorn been saying, or South Carolina State. Maybe print out the Jay Walker quote from the end of the FAMU game or something and put it in all their lockers, or I don't know, make a big poster, make the motherfuckers touch it every day. They just got to stay humble and hungry. So they come in that motherfucker first half ready to go. Shit. Hey, we might have busted 100 before them boys do that. You know what I'm talking about? That might be hyperbolic, but you get what I'm saying. Like, if they could just put a whole game together, it would be wildly impressive. So hopefully that's something that we work on in film and in practice over this weekend and next, talking about going into the bye week. Because you got Alabama State coming up for their homecoming, which was an interesting choice for them. I think Coach Prime said he is happy that we'll be playing Alabama State during their homecoming. Mm-hmm. So we're going to see how that turns out. All right. But y'all chime in, tell me what y'all thought about Jackson State's dominant victory over Valley. Put it on some.
Thank you so much for watching my daddy's YouTube channel. Make sure you like, share, and turn on your post notifications. Okay, how do I do it?